Hi, lovelies. Today we are talking about spiritual awakening, something that is happening on our planet on a mass scale at the moment. And many people have many questions about it. What is it? Why does it occur? What process happens as we're going through it? So first, I can try to share some things that happened with my spiritual awakening, as well as some tips and things that I've learned along the way. So spiritual awakening, what is it? What does it entail? It begins as a yearning for something deeper. You may start to begin to feel like your relationships feel shallow, that you just seek a deeper connection to yourself, to your authentic self, rather than the self that we think we must present to the world, that we've convinced ourselves as we see our personality, and what are the expectations of us, what we believe they are from society. Instead of following after that and following after superficial things like objects, possessions, wanting to fill yourself within by external things like shopping or, let's say, alcohol or drugs or anything like that to numb yourself, that you're just seeking a deeper connection to God, Source, the All Mind, which is what I tend to call it now. Possibly you're looking into different faith-based systems and trying to find something that resonates with you so you can have a deeper connection with community and with God. It's a very lonely experience as you're going through it, especially at the beginning. You question many things. Many times it happens because of an event. A trauma may occur that may make you question, why am I here? What is this all for? You may meet somebody that may facilitate it. Sometimes it happens by meeting your twin flame. And a twin flame does not always have to be romantic. It's usually portrayed as such. It can be a deep spiritual just connection to somebody that is a really close dear friend. That's kind of how it began for me, even though the process of awakening began earlier than that. But for about 9 years, it's been a very deep dive into, why am I here? What is this all about? Is there a God? Is there a deeper meaning to all this? What is all this for? That's basically how it started with me. And I began to look at my life and see the kind of toxic paradigms that I had, the behavior patterns that I have that weren't serving me, that always made things end badly for me because I succumbed to fear and anxiety and overthought things and reacted, and because of overthinking may have pushed some people away, or may have acted in a way that it had a sort of a needy vibe to it. And whenever you're in a fear-based paradigm or you feel needy, it's a repellent. It will always push those people away. What I've learned, and that's a really huge lesson, is that the more we become whole within ourselves, the more we become settled in ourselves, the less we need that external validation. The less we need external validation, the less neediness we portray out into the world, the more comes back to us. It's just the way it kind of works. You begin to question meaning, what the meaning of life is. You really have a desire to connect to you inside, to honor yourself, to begin to live by your values, to begin to live by your principles instead of what your expectations may be or what you think your expectations may be. Instead of being so worried about what other people think of you, you begin to honor yourself. You become hungry for knowledge. You begin an insane curiosity, and it's really a search for truth, which is why I named this channel Initiation into Truth, because really that's what a spiritual awakening is. It's an awakening to the truth of all. And as you learn to connect to Source, God, and by prayer, meditation, by just getting quiet and asking to connect to spirit, to God, to your higher self, to your spirit guides, the more you begin to be fed, The more knowledge you hunger for. I researched a lot in the way of the Bible, other sacred texts, the Kabbalion, Hermetic principles, esoterics, sacred geometry. Because I encourage you to learn more about sacred geometry. Oh, I really can't talk sometimes, goodness. Sacred geometry really explains how the universe is so interconnected, and the flow of the universe. And it was a very exciting dynamic to become open to, because it really awakened in me how things interconnect, so how the universe so is so intricately perfect, how everything is just designed to flow naturally, which was a really exciting thing for me. You may begin to feel certain traumas coming up and feel the need to face them and learn to heal from them. If you are in that state, I do encourage you to, if you're able to do it on your own. It is hard to do it on your own. Usually you need to reach out to some help. I used, my last person was Wendy Walker. She's Awakening Wendy on Facebook. She is a soul therapist, and her work is designed to help you connect deeper within yourself. I'm going through training now to learn how to do that myself. Not specifically soul therapy, but I'm learning linguistic programming and EFT, which is the tapping your meridians, your acupuncture meridians, as a way to release trauma. And I am also going to get coaching certifications, so I will be able to offer things like that as time goes by along my journey. But right now, I'm just here to educate and open your mind and open your world to what is possible for you. And it's expansion of consciousness. What is expanding consciousness? It's really expanding your awareness that we are not just this 3D paradigm. We are not just this physicality that is all around us. That there is something other than just here. That there is the oneness of all. That there is pure divine love, light that we can connect to. And learning to honor that, and learning to honor ourselves and connect to that, brings us deeper into the journey of healing, of reconciliation within ourselves, of relinquishing judgment within ourselves. That's another thing. Most things that keep us trapped are because of our self-judgment. Self-judgment is a horrific way of keeping us stuck in toxic paradigms. There are so many resources out there on YouTube. I really love Dr. Bruce Lipton, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden. I encourage you to research all of them on YouTube. They're also, I believe, on Gaia. They will teach you that your beliefs are what create your paradigms. And until you understand what is possible, you can't allow it to come into your life yourself, because you don't have the awareness of it. And if you don't believe something is possible for you, it isn't going to come to you. You'll want to connect to what your purpose is for being here. You will have a longing to bring joy and light and love and healing to other people, which is why I've begun doing this. You will learn to desire to face your fears, which is really a practice. It's just starting small. For me, facing my fears, I would just say to myself, and this is the truth, this is how I would do it. I would basically say, I'm embracing my inner Angelina Jolie, because she's a tough bitch, man, and I am going to damn well do this. And the more I did, and the more I saw, geez, I actually did it. I actually got through it. And yeah, it was really hard. I was terrified at the time, but I did it. The more we do that, the more we free ourselves of those toxicities in us, and the more we allow ourselves to heal, and the more we open possibility towards ourselves, and the more we align to who our true selves are inside. Our authentic selves are very different than the self we present to the world. Most of us still are stuck in acting the way that we believe that we are supposed to, as indoctrinated by society through the time that we popped out until adulthood. And I want to encourage you to, rather than buying into that, getting quiet in meditation or in prayer and just asking yourself, what is it that I long for? What is it that I seek? What is it that I connect to? And as you get quiet, the answers will come. They will come. It's amazing, but they actually do. And if it's hard at the beginning, just keep trying. There's so many different guided meditations or different resources that you can use in that aspect that are online that I have used. I spoke about the Darren Brown visualization technique that I quite like because I really, really love Darren Brown. He is wicked smart. I love people like that that understand human behavior and psychology and motivation and how to persuade people and influence their subconscious. It's really important to learn that our screens are indoctrination devices. We don't understand that we are bombarded with AI algorithms of information daily. And when we are on our phones and we're watching TV, and there's a reason why it's called programming. We are in sort of a lulled, sort of hypnotic state when we're relaxed and we're just enjoying something for entertainment. And all that goes into our subconscious. Everything that's in our subconscious, we don't understand that our subconscious picks up every single thing that is around us, whether we notice it or not, and it's retained in our memory. That is actually factually scientific, and I encourage you to research that because it is the truth. I will talk more about spiritual awakening. I just wanted to give you some tips today of the things that you could do. Search for what resonates with you. Everybody will have, because of your past belief systems, different things will resonate with you at different times. What I did was really because I was a Christian for many years, and I don't say I'm not anymore. I still hold to most of those tenets. I just don't believe, and I will probably get some flack for this, but I believe that in the translation from Hebrew to Greek to English, and how many times the Bible has been translated, so much of the meaning of it has been lost. And many things that were in the Bible in Hebrew, you could not actually translate literally into English. And Christian people tend to take things very literally in the Bible. And to me, it's more of a way of understanding source, and especially the New Testament, which is what I always resonated with most, being a living example after how Jesus was, how he loved unconditionally, how he accepted everybody, how he was with the down and out and the lowly of society, and how he always showed unconditional love and forgiveness. And when he said it's your faith that has healed you, it literally is. It's your beliefs that actually make that happen. Our beliefs are so powerful. I really encourage you to look into the work of Dr. Bruce Lipton and Dr. Joe Dispenza. They have such groundbreaking work. They are both scientists. They are both doctors. They have groundbreaking work on nature and belief and what is possible for you in your life. I hope to just make videos to awaken to you to what is possible for you, to create lives that honor you, that bring value, bring joy, bring connection. We have an epidemic of loneliness like never before, and also to encourage you to reach out, to be the first to say hi, to be the first to smile, to be the first to try to connect to someone else. And this is one piece of advice that I tell my children all the time. Everybody's favorite subject is themselves. If you will make way more friends if you try being interested in other people than trying to get them interested in you. That is such a huge tip in human behavior. People love hearing their name. They love hearing their words repeated back to them. As I go along, I will begin to teach you different things like that so you become aware of how to do things like that. But honestly, everybody's favorite subject is themselves. It is the truth. That is a huge life lesson. A spiritual awakening is a very lonely experience in many ways. you begin to, it begins with the dark night of the soul, which is quite a deep depression, because you basically get hit with, what is this all for? And you go inside and you question so many things, and so much darkness comes up within you. But you can't change something until it is brought into your awareness. So the purpose of the dark night of the soul is to bring all that into your awareness, so that you can learn to release from it and learn to heal from it. And the more that you do that, the freer you become, and the happier you become, and the more you can connect to God and to connect to joy. So that is all I'm going to say today. I hope that this resonates with you. I thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend. Peace out. Till next time.